Hello, not chat. Brief update on Ethan Klein. This is also a court thing. This is something I've not talked about before, so hopefully I can recall this correctly. He's being sued by somebody called Ryan Kavanaugh. And let me make sure I'm actually saying that correctly, because that's how I remember it. Ryan Kavanaugh. I actually got that right. So Ryan Kavanaugh and Ethan Klein, if I remember correctly, were involved in some sort of business venture involving pay-per-view sports. And at some point, Ethan Klein accused him of running a Ponzi scheme and also accused him of airing pay-per-view footage he did not have the rights to on a stream. And this was based off of a Vanity magazine article that was later redacted. So the claims that were made, that Ethan Klein made, were originally made on this Variety. I think it's Variety, actually. They did an article about him, and they got it wrong. So we contacted them, and they redacted and posted their redaction online in the article, saying that they were wrong about certain things. Actually, I remember the business venture that they were going to get involved in was like crowd-funded movies. So if someone pitched out a movie idea that you liked, you could chip in $1,000. And if they were trying to raise like $1 million and you gave $1,000, then you would own 0.1% of the movie. And therefore, if the movie then went on to make $100 million in box office, you would get 0.1% of $100 million as your percentage. So it was crowd-funded movie ideas. And Ethan described this as a Ponzi scheme, which has harmed the business, allegedly. And he also made statements about him streaming the pay-per-view footage without permission, which was false, and Variety retracted their statement. So then, Ethan allegedly, according to the lawsuit, went on social media with his enormous presence and encouraged people to harass Ryan Kavanaugh as this horrific pirate / Ponzi scheme owner. And this caused quantifiable damages, according to him. Ethan tried to get this dismissed using California's relatively strong anti-SLAPP statute, which is a law used in defamation cases to terminate the lawsuit very quickly unless the case was so strong that it could possibly win. So instead of having to go through the rigmarole of a whole trial for a bullshit defamation case, anti-SLAPP statutes exist to give people more breathing room in what they say and make it harder to pursue defamation cases. So he tried to invoke the anti-SLAPP law and get the case terminated immediately, but the court did not grant him that. So he actually went up to the California State Court to try and appeal that decision, and the appellate court just struck him down as well. So it is proceeding to trial. Both the appellate court and the lower court believed that Ryan Kavanaugh presented enough information to qualify for a defamation case that could possibly win. And therefore, he's not, it's not covered by the anti-SLAPP statute. And the anti-SLAPP statute is really good because if you win your anti-SLAPP, you actually get your attorney's fees. It's a fee shifting provision. So it's really good to win your case on anti-SLAPP because then you actually have you get some justice. You get some form of justice, but not for Ethan. So even if he wins at this point, he's still bearing his own cost. He is footing. Sorry, I'm dying. He is footing the bill for his lawsuit at this point. And this is unusual because H3 has been involved in a variety of lawsuits, and some of his lawsuits, I believe, have even been used as court precedent in other fair use and free speech cases. So he's kind of gotten a big head where he's like, whatever I do on my podcast is legal, it's fair use, whatever. And that's not really the case. You can cause people harm. And, the U.S. has very strong protections against defamation type lawsuits, but it is a real tort, and it does get used, and it can be used successfully. So he better watch himself. Especially, that's why I'm so strict about people doing calls to action, for anything. I don't care what it is. Never tells people to do something. That's it's just stupid. You're just inviting problems into your fucking life. No, not Ethan Ralph. Ethan Klein, the Jewish one. You might actually know him if you've never heard of Ethan before. You might actually know him because he's related to someone really famous called Gila Klein. If you don't know who Gila Klein is, it's this. Oh no! 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 You can't do this to me! You can't do this to me! What the Oh my god. I'm so sick of fucking YouTube, bro. Hold up. I can't not do it now. Okay, I just type in Gila on my computer. The computer is working very, very hard to try and find this. Oh my god. Yeah, you have a fucking NVMe. How are you not? Here we go. Really tragic what's happening over there in Palestine. I condemn all forms of violence in the strongest words possible. That's stupid.